Folks, the bad news on Obamacare never stops, not even on Thanksgiving Eve. Joining us right now to talk about it is Stan Veuger. He is a resident scholar at the American Enterprise Institute. And according to him, there's going to be, 80 million of us that are going to lose our insurance pretty soon. And hello, Stan. Welcome, and thanks for taking the time on this day before the holiday.
Hey, Steve. Thank you for having me.
And I mispronounced your name probably, correct?
Veuger, but that's,
Veuger. Okay, I was close. I was close.
Yeah, not exactly.
And that's true. I tried to make myself feel good. All right, so you have, you and the American Enterprise Institute have done a study talking about all the cancellations in addition to the individual cancellations, which we've been seeing. But, of course, you're predicting, and it turns out that if you believe the reports, Obama knew this all along. They all did. That, 80 million people are going to lose their employer-based health insurance plans by the end of next year?
Yeah, certainly tens of millions of people will see their plans canceled or at least changed materially. So there's especially people in small group plans, right, who work at smaller firms. A lot of them will see that their plans will have to comply with the same kinds of rules and regulations plans in the individual market have to comply with. And so there we'll see similar patterns to what's been happening up till now in the individual markets.
And then all of us that this will happen to will have to go on to the Obamacare website and look for a plan, correct?
Well, in many cases, the employer will take care of that, but you'll just realize after a while, okay, I see my employer is telling me now the plan we used to have no longer exists, so we're going to have to do something else.
Now, is this because the employers will no longer pay that, or is this because the insurance companies will be canceling these plans because, well, that's what's going to happen because they delayed the employer mandate, all right, for a year, and now when that kicks in, then the 80 million or so will be in the same boat that the individuals were. Their plans won't have maternity coverage, won't have drug rehab coverage, and won't meet the standard of Obamacare's demands. So therefore, those plans go bye-bye. Correct?
Yeah. So there's about 40 million people who'll be in that situation, right, where the plans that used to exist no longer exist. And then there's a bunch of people at larger firms that just buy plans from insurers who will also be in that situation. So that's another 40 million people. And on top of that, of course, even at the largest firms that self-insure and that are not subject to the similar kind of individual market regulations, even they will be faced with new taxes, with the opportunity of just paying a fine and dumping people onto the exchanges. Even in that group, there'll be a bunch of people affected.
And what people are going to find, for the most part, if the experience of the individuals are any indication, most people, I would assume, are going to find higher premiums, almost certainly much higher deductibles, because that's what people are really noticing. Even if they get subsidies or whatever, or they pay $50 a month, which I haven't seen any plan like that, but then again, I haven't looked. The deductibles are really prohibitive.
Yeah, especially if you're on sort of a catastrophic insurance plan now, or if you're at a firm that has young and healthy workers. Then you'll see that the new plans will be much less attractive.
It's crazy. And Stan, let me ask you this: the Obama administration today, again, in my view, in the view of many others, unconstitutionally, unlawfully, they've changed the law again. They announced a 1-year delay of online enrollment for small businesses looking to purchase health care through the federal Obamacare website. So, here we go again.
Yeah, and it's weird. So the small business version of healthcare.gov has actually never been online. It's surprising that it hasn't really gotten any attention, right? So the individual one, at least they went online at some point. It didn't work, but at least it was there. The small business one, they just, right before October 1st, they announced, okay, we're not going to do that yet. You can go there, download a bunch of forms, and mail them in. But somehow that avoided a lot of scrutiny.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, you're right. Nobody's talked about that. I guess the assumption is that a lot of small businesses, either they don't have to take the Obamacare because they have under 50 employees or whatever, or they're going to just opt to pay the fine and not do it.
But I mean, half of all small businesses offer health insurance to their employees.
Right
and
now, yeah.
And a lot of them were supposed to use that small business website to purchase new plans that complied with the new rules and regulations.
It's just insane. It should, like I said, it doesn't stop. The more we find out, the more ludicrous the whole thing is. Listen, Stan, I appreciate your time. Have a very happy Thanksgiving, and I'm sure we'll speak again down the road.
You too.
Thank you very much. From the resident scholar at the American Enterprise Institute, Stan Veuger. I'm sure I got it wrong again. Sorry about that. Hey, look, we're all screwed. If we're not screwed yet, we're going to be screwed by this time next year. And it's panic mode. It's panic mode now for these millions of people that the administration refers to as 5%, and they don't even know what they have. They got subpar plans from rotten apple companies. They're going to go broke if they ever get sick, those morons. Yeah. Wait till 80 million of us get that rude awakening and have to buy a more expensive policy with a much higher deductible. How are we going to afford it? Steve Malzberg Show, Newsmax TV and